Welcome to the City of Martinsburg Pollution Prevention and Good Housekeeping Employee Training. Today, we will explain what stormwater is, where stormwater runoff goes, and strategies to prevent pollution with good housekeeping measures. Our goal is to give you the best ways to help prevent pollution around Martinsburg. Stormwater is precipitation that originates during a rain, snow, or storm event. In a natural setting, most of the stormwater soaks into the ground or is intercepted by vegetation. The rainwater that does not soak into the ground is called stormwater runoff. In developed areas, stormwater runs off of impervious surfaces. Impervious surfaces are mostly artificial structures such as roofs, streets, and parking lots that are covered by water-resistant materials such as asphalt, concrete, brick, or stone. The more impervious cover you have, the more stormwater accumulates and flows rapidly into the storm drains. Pollution is hazardous to human and aquatic life. Runoff is today's #1 source of pollution in our rivers, lakes, and oceans. In a city like Martinsburg, stormwater runoff flows towards storm drains and into a system of underground piping. This network of piping is called the storm sewer system. A stormwater sewer system is different from a sanitary sewer system. A sanitary sewer system collects the water that goes down your sinks, toilets, and interior drains and is processed in a treatment plant to remove pollutants. The storm sewer system has a pipe network just like the sanitary sewer system, except the stormwater runoff does not go to a treatment plant for processing. The stormwater flows through the storm sewer system and goes directly into our creeks or rivers. This stormwater is untreated and unfiltered. Therefore, it is important to prevent pollutants from getting into the storm drains. In Martinsburg, our stormwater flows into the Tuscarora Creek and Dry Run. These creeks flow into the Pecan Creek, then all the way down to the Potomac River, which is part of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. Anything we put into the creeks here will eventually end up in the Chesapeake Bay, which all ends up into the ocean. The Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, and the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection, or DEP, require cities of a certain population size to apply for a permit to discharge their stormwater into local surface waters. The more people there are, the more urbanization will happen, and that equals more potentially polluted stormwater runoff. Martinsburg, with a population over 17,000, falls into this category and was designated a Phase 2 Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, or MS4, community in 2004. Our permit has several requirements, including public outreach, participation events, water quality monitoring, illicit discharge detection and elimination, construction site inspections, inspections of stormwater management practices, mapping of the storm sewer system, and employee training. Having good strategies to prevent pollution will keep Martinsburg compliant under this permit. The United States of America annually produces millions of tons of pollution and spends tens of billions of dollars per year controlling pollution. Pollution prevention is any practice that reduces, eliminates, and prevents pollution at its source. Pollution prevention reduces both financial costs of waste management and cleanup and the environmental costs of health problems and environmental damage. Pollution prevention approaches can be applied to all potential and actual pollution-generating activities, including those found in energy, agricultural, federal, consumer, and industrial sectors. Prevention practices are essential for preserving wetlands, groundwater sources, and other critical ecosystem areas in which we especially want to stop pollution before it begins. So how does stormwater and pollution prevention interact with one another? Stormwater runoff can pick up anything in its path, including many kinds of pollution. Pollution such as oil, gasoline, litter, cigarette butts, soil and sediment, soap, pet waste, grass clipping and leaves, fertilizers, and pesticides. All this pollution can end up in the Tuscarora Creek and Dry Run. This pollution runoff affects the quality of water for drinking and can harm aquatic life. Pollution runoff can also affect the quantity of water, which creates flooding. The less pollution we have means the less hazards to public health and the environment. Now, let us talk about some strategies to help with pollution prevention. When doing vehicle or equipment maintenance, the work should be done inside or under cover if possible. When maintenance is done inside or under cover, there's a less chance of spills getting into the storm drains. Use inside drains that are connected to a wastewater treatment plant if available. If maintenance is done outside, drain fluids first before unhooking anything, and use a drip pan to collect any spills. As you are working, spot clean up any messes to prevent people or vehicles going through the mess, which causes more of a mess. Spot cleaning also allows less cleanup time when a project is finished. Wastewater from equipment washing should be captured before it gets to the storm drain. Use inlet protection, such as a drained sock, to stop the wastewater from getting to the storm drain. Outdoor storage can lead to stormwater runoff. Weather, animals, or people can destroy containers, creating holes in them. When there are holes in containers, there's a possibility for the container to leak into the storm drains. When possible, keep materials stored indoors. Use a containment pallet when storing containers. The containment pallet collects possible leaks before they get onto the floor. When outdoor storage is the only option, keep containers under a roof or under a tarp. This minimizes stormwater runoff from those materials. Also, seal containers properly and use secondary containment when outdoors. Avoid unloading materials from trucks during a rain event. Rain events can immediately cause spills to run off into the storm drains. Waste management is very important from keeping pollution out of our waterways, and it keeps Martinsburg looking clean. Trash gets piled up in and around dumpsters and trash cans. Then when it rains, all that trash will flow right into the storm drains. Trash can also clog up the storm drains, which can cause flooding issues. There are some good housekeeping measures you can follow for waste management. Keep dumpster lids closed when not in use. Closed lids keep out rainwater. When rainwater gets into dumpsters, it mixes with chemicals and waste. The dumpster can overflow or leak, causing that dirty water to flow into a storm drain. The dirty water can be harmful to the environment. When cleaning around dumpsters or trash cans, sweep up messes. Do not use a spray hose to clean. Spraying down a dumpster with water can push the mess directly into the storm drains. Consider keeping dumpsters secure and under cover to protect from the rainfall and prevent unwanted dumping. Never use the storm drains for dumping out waste. It is illegal to dump anything but rainwater into the storm drain. Buildings around the city will need to be cleaned, repaired, or repainted from time to time. When doing maintenance on buildings or walls, and you are near a storm drain, use inlet protection such as a sock or a cover. The inlet protection should capture any runoff before it hits the storm drain. While painting, lay a tarp down to collect any drips and spills from the falling onto the ground. When pressure washing buildings is needed, and there is only dirt on the building, try pressure washing without soap. Soapy water can end up in the storm drain and cause pollution downstream. Try to pressure wash in a direction that flows towards grass and not down a storm drain. Grass can infiltrate pollutants out before it hits the storm drain and goes towards the creeks. Streets and parking lots generate huge amounts of stormwater runoff. Months of small leaks, trash, grass, and leaves build up to create pollution. In a rain event, that pollution will be swept right into the storm drains. All trash should be disposed of in their appropriate containers. Street sweeping is conducted within Martinsburg, which helps collect a lot of those pollutants. When streets are being worked on, an inlet protection should be on the storm drains that are near the work. Inlet protection can help capture anything other than rainwater from getting into the drains. Keeping green spaces maintained creates a beautiful atmosphere for Martinsburg. Creating a beautiful atmosphere invites more people into the city and stimulates our economy. While you're out maintaining the landscape, there are good housekeeping measures to follow. When mowing grass, try to keep the grass clippings on the grass and not on the street. Grass clippings can clog storm drains and can carry pesticides into the creeks. Did you know that grass clippings can be used as a natural fertilizer? They provide nutrients to the ground and aid in water retention. Before applying pesticides or fertilizers, read the instructions and use accordingly. Apply the minimum amount possible. Look at the weather forecast and see when the next rainstorm is coming. If it is going to rain within 24 hours, do not apply any pesticide. If pesticides are overapplied or applied before a rain event, then the excess chemicals can wash down into the storm drains. Spill prevention can help to stop pollution before going down the storm drains. Be aware of jobs that can cause spills. If possible, all jobs that cause spills should be done inside or under a roof. When indoors, the exposure to stormwater is minimized. Before you start a job, think if it could cause a leak. If a leak could possibly happen, then use drip pans or a containment tray to capture the leak. Dumpster and storage container lids should be kept closed when not in use, and use secondary containment such as a tray or pallet when storing materials. By keeping work areas clean and spill-free, we keep our creeks safe from harmful pollution. If a spill has occurred, be prepared. Be familiar with areas that could easily cause spills. Know where your spill kits are located for easy access. As you are doing work, spot clean small messes as they happen. This makes cleanup easier when finished. For larger spills, clean up immediately. If you are near a storm drain, put down inlet protection around the storm drain, or lay a sock around the spill to capture it at the source. Do not use a spray hose to clean up a spill. Spraying down spills can cause a spill to become larger and spread faster to the storm drains. Instead, put down dry absorbents on the spill and let the absorbents capture the spill. Then sweep up the absorbents and dispose of in the trash. Spill response can be critical in capturing the spill before it gets into the creeks. Now that you know good strategies to prevent pollution from getting into our creeks, take this training and apply it around Martinsburg. And remember, clean water starts with you!